Hello everybody and welcome to the Duel Links Character Collection Series Part 2. This time we unlock all characters in DSOD World. First though, let's win the ceremonial duel to unlock the world itself. We have to use a deck that is given to us and we could lose the duel. There is no punishment though, as we can try as often as necessary until we win. Let it be known that I lost some of these on previous accounts. This time, however, we hope to get a first try win. The losses mostly came from bricking, which means having cards in your hand you currently don't need or can't even play, such as Silent Magician level 8 or Silent Swordsman level 7. In this case we had Silent Swordsman level 3 and a copy of Swords of Revealing Light to give us a fighting chance, and with 2 Silent Magicians level 4 a win should be in sight. Summoning Silent Swordsman level 7 would not be great right now, as it would turn off the swords, deleting my protection for the magicians. Most other worlds want you to summon certain categories of monsters for the world unlocks, and I think the ceremonial duel is a neat idea. With DSOD World we get DSOD Seto as our starting character. That guy needs to level up a lot, or else we won't get Yugi, nor Bakura, nor Aigami. So whenever I had leftover experience points, he got them. DSOD World has a hidden character, so we prepare for that. And get the hieroglyph lithographs. You've seen so much of those in part 1. For that we check our gift box, press the button for exchanging card tickets and select what we want. The hieroglyphs are normal cards in terms of rarity, so let's grab 3 and move on. While in the card tickets corner, I want us to get something else, this time a rare card. And it goes by the name Destiny Hero Doom Lord. 3 copies please, banishing between 20 and 30 cards per duel. So if I wanted to banish, let's say, 300 cards, I'd be done in maybe a dozen duels. And suddenly, the hidden requirement does not sound that ridiculous anymore. And while there are several ways of banishing cards, I think that Doom Lord is actually one that works for me. It's a budget-friendly alternative to whatever, like a karma cut or what have you. So I went with the Doom Lord strategy. So let's put them in and see that level 15 Seto is here. So we leveled him up quite a bit. Just a few seconds after unlocking, the power of editing. Yeah, of course, what else would it be? No, just kidding. I took an early iteration of my standard deck and put the Doom Lords in. My opponent of choice was the main account through friend duels once again. That way I got it done without wasting precious gate keys. After spending the better half of a morning, I did it. We get a quick victory against Scud, beat him 3 times with 1000 or less life points remaining, and ritual summon 3 times against him. That sounds easy and starts the trend of hidden characters having easy missions, as the hard part was to make them show up in the first place. We need ritual monsters. In part 1 I mentioned that I settled on the Cyber Angels. We need 2 Ben 10 and 3 Machine Angel rituals that are all rares. And then we grab Dakini with a super rare ticket. It is really convenient that they give us so many tickets to start with. Helps a lot. We want to put the ritual cards into our deck so that we can start unlocking Scud. I already prepared a deck that besides the rituals contains the hieroglyph lithographs to get those low life point wins against Scud, as I'm going to show you once we're done with selecting cards from the card tickets here. And I really like that we have so many of them, like App Install Appreciation and what have you. Anyways, speaking of the low life point wins, that's where we left off. I showed that once and handle the other 2 duels between 2 cuts, so that only the quick victory remains. So we have 4 duels to do against him, but I only show 2. The first low life point win with the ritual summons in it, and the quick victory. Why would you want me to do the same thing 3 times in a row? I don't think it's necessary. You get an idea of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, so you can apply that yourself if you wish. As the missions do not state a specific level, we can challenge Scud at level 10 and do it 4 times. He has weak monsters as expected, but plays a few spells that inflict effect damage, about 1000 or so. Still, don't get your life points too low too early or else you'll get punished. I just made a rookie mistake here by ritual summoning Ben 10 instead of waiting for Dakini, since I'd rather summon Dakini and have her add the spell back to then summon Ben 10. So now I have to wait for another copy of Machine Angel Ritual. This time it does not matter too much because I have to wait for my life point modulators anyways. I mean, it's not like I'd finish him off as soon as I can ritual summon 2 more times. We also have to get 3 low life point wins against him, so waiting was inevitable. For duels 2 and 3, I'll take out the ritual cards and simply let him attack me so that I only need 1 or 2 hieroglyphs, making those 2 duels a little faster. With Dakini on board, we are almost good to go, at least in the ritual department. We need him to inflict effect damage 1 more time, and then 2 hieroglyphs are enough. No need for the third. I'm also ritual looping again. Completely pointless, but I wanted to have some fun after the 300 banishes. As DSOD World has quite a few characters to unlock, we could just not have dealt with Scud, instead waiting on him for later. But I wanted to get him out of the way soon. And his hidden requirement is only the second worst one in the game. Wanna know who's number 1? Rhymes with Shmilvio Shmavatari. Scud, I feel, does not contribute anything to the game, and in my opinion did not even need to be an unlockable character. But then again, I don't hate him or anything, he just feels a bit pointless. With all of that said, we are about to go on to duel number 2, or rather 4, once we're done here. And that's the quick victory. And that one will be quick, alright. Attack me and you're toast. Because I have protection. 2 spike shields. That's hilarious. Come, please attack me. Now that's the spirit. 6600 to the dome. That is it already. Just 3 fast and easy missions. We still need to keep using Seto, so no experience points on Scud for a while. Or at all. Mokuba, though, will get experience points after unlocking him at stage 6. So we stage up a little in DSOD World, go to stage 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 6, and we get Mokuba and almost all the other characters in the world, only missing out on Aigami, who's a stage 10 character then. So, what do we need to do to unlock Mokuba? Seto beats him without taking damage and wins 3 duels without level 3 or lower monsters, and the skill has to be used 2 times. That is easy and for a good reason. Mokuba is one of those characters needed for later stage missions, just like Chess, Akiza, Bronk, Gong, Gore and Luke are in their respective worlds. So the game wants you to have those and makes them easy to get. Level 10 Mokuba should not be able to damage you at all. In this duel, and basically all our regular duels, we only have level 4 or higher monsters in our deck, so winning 3 duels without level 3 or lower is completely fine. Before dueling Mokuba, I gave Seto's deck the skill Ultimate Dragons, which automatically adds a few monsters to the extra deck at the start of the duel. Beating standard duelists twice with that skill and without low levels means we have Mokuba after this duel. It wasn't as easy as I expected. Mokuba will help unlock Joey, Taya and Bakura. Let's get our first proper extra deck monster now. You saw it in part 1, helping us repeatedly, ensuring the quick victories, running over monsters, a force to be reckoned with, an ultra rare, a prismatic, a Kachi, a Kochi, a lizard? Nah fam, that's a dragon! Kachi Kochi dragon. That's right, we finally get it. It being a prismatic is necessary for me, as it will increase dual assessment scores left and right, helping us out with Crow and Silvio. By summoning it, we now get the special summon bonus, XYZ summon bonus and prismatic bonus on a regular basis. Joey is next. Seto does not take any damage against him at level 30. Mokuba beats Joey in 7 turns. We win 3 duels in any world with Red Eyes Black Dragon in our deck and win against Joey at level 30 without any level 5 or higher monsters or any skills. The 3 level 30 missions can and probably should be combined. Normally I don't use skills, and when it comes to high levels I can follow our Esper Roba approach, which was to rely on XYZ monsters. He's about to ritual summon here, and that means Red Eyes is coming my way. He has a normal summon and threatens my low damage win. I have to use Spike Shield prematurely since the AI does not like to crash, especially ace monsters. And fair enough, he didn't. So then with a few more monsters we can make XYZ monsters and run over him, hopefully without taking damage. Mokuba next needs to beat Joey at level 30 within the first 7 turns, so we switch characters and take care of this. He appeared in the world this time, so this one is for free, no using gate keys. Fast wins against level 30 opponents are not always easy, and especially the DSOD characters are a step up in difficulty compared to their DM World counterparts. With 2 spike shields, this would be a no-brainer, but with just one I'd like to keep it as a form of protection. Instead, I'm walking on the piercing route. And with Arrival I can wrap it up by turn 4. Nice! Nice, clean and fast. No skills were used and no high levels were summoned in any of the 2 duels. That means we can unlock Joey right away. Quite good, because with him we can work on several other character unlock missions. Or we could give him a few of his lifetime skills. No experience though, as a certain Blue Eyes player is only at level 28 and needs to level up some more. The reason for this is Deep Eyes White Dragon, as you are going to see later. Before taking on the next character I want to go to the shop Loading Much and open some packs of Future Horizon. I'm specifically looking for Angel Trumpeter, which is a level 4 tuner with 1900 attack and 1600 defense. And I usually use it for my synchro summons. And more than that, I'm actually after Stardust Spark Dragon, which also is in Future Horizon. It's a generic level 8 synchro monster. By this point, all other worlds are at stage 6 or higher, so that opening the pack goes towards all character unlock missions which want me to collect certain types of cards. Machines, psychics and synchro monsters are basically what we will be getting. What we won't be getting is the Sparky. Spoilers, I guess. However, I will obtain Stardust Spark Dragon eventually. Opening packs to clear the Collect X missions was the plan all along, so I focused on getting each world to stage 6 and then left without unlocking characters yet, getting a different world to stage 6 and so on. The exception is DM World, which is stuck at stage 9 right now, because I don't want a new set of standard duelist decks which are a little more difficult and cannot be used for missions that easily. Teia's missions, on the other hand, will be easy once we are done here, because I'm again bad at syncing up the script and what you see on screen. But that's not a problem for you, hopefully. So, the mission is also tedious. Yugi needs to beat her 3 times with spellcasters only. We collect in spellcasters, we also collect in spell cards. Joey wins 3 times against Teia without taking damage, and in any of those 6 duels I'm activating 5 spells. We start with Yugi, and as I usually do it, I'm only showing one of the 3 duels, as they will be looking fairly similar. The spell and trap lineup is mostly the same as always, but the main deck monsters have been replaced by spellcasters. I checked my inventory and put the highest attack level 4 or lower spellcasters I could find into the deck. And a few high defenders, I guess. By not playing an extra deck, I'm not tempted to summon from there, which would destroy my plans of only summoning spellcasters. By the way, we could set other types face down and normal summon one spellcaster. As long as no other types of monsters are summoned or attack during my battle phase, the game will only register the one spellcaster as being used. This I am going to explore just a little bit later down the line. Looking at you, Cybers! Defeating Teia has a chance of dropping us a copy of Exile of the Wicked, which I could use in GX World to summon the forms of Yubel. Spoilers again, we won't get a copy. Not that you'd be able to tell as I cut out the dual assessment screens, but that is okay, as we can use other cards and effects to destroy our monsters. In the meantime, we destroy Teia and can check off the missions. Joey here just needs to win without taking damage 3 times, and of course I forgot to mention this, because I'm me, but it has to be Dark Side of Dimensions Joey who duels, not DM Joey. Anyways, once we are done with this, we can swap characters if we want and unlock Taya. And we see that Seto is at level 30, so yeah, early on the game forces you to purchase vagrants, though they are free this time only. They give good experience points, getting Seto from level 1 to like 12 in no time, or maybe 15 even. The next character to unlock is Yugi. Seto summons Deep Eyes against Yugi, Yami Yugi summons 3 spellcasters against Yugi, Seto beats Yami Yugi at level 30 3 times without taking damage, yeah sure. We special summon 10 rocks and 10 warriors. Let's start off with a duel against level 30 Yami Yugi. About the 10 rocks and warriors you have to special summon, you don't have to special summon them. From unlocking Trey and leveling up Yuma I got some rocks that I simply normal summoned a couple of times in DSOD World. I did the same with warriors and it was just fine. The mission states special summon, but you don't need to. As long as they are summoned at all, it's fine. If you set a monster and it is attacked, it is changed to face-up defense position and not flip summoned, therefore it would not count as being summoned. Moving on to the Deep Eyes mission, there's only one copy of this card in the game and it is Seto's level 30 reward. You could use a character unlock ticket on Yugi to save all those experience points, but I'm not doing that, obviously. What kind of guide would that be? Deep Eyes only needs to be summoned, it does not matter what happens after that. It can get destroyed and you could even lose the duel. As long as Deep Eyes is being summoned and the duel ends properly without closing the game or rage quitting, it counts. Yugi is needed to unlock Aigami and Bakura, so those are not possible without Deep Eyes unless you ticket your way to Yugi. But one card basically gatekeeping 3 characters seems like an oversight by Konami or a punch in the face. That's not the last time a card fulfills the function of a gatekeeper, as Elemental Hero Thunder Giant locks you out of 4 GX characters and a 5D Swan. But unlike Deep Eyes, Thunder Giant can be obtained easily. That is for the next video though. Admire the Stardust Spark Dragon that I got out of nowhere. Just kidding. I obtained it while in Arc 5 World or Arc V World, and I'm just jumping between worlds and character unlocks. Wow, I have to dig deep to get Deep Eyes. Game? I swear that happens way too often. You need a specific card for these missions and it is waiting at the bottom of your deck. That makes cards like Different Dimension Capsule or even Jar of Greed such helpful assets as they can get you to the specific card a little faster. The 10 rocks and warriors happened before, and I also let Yami Yugi summon 3 spellcasters against DSOD Yugi at some point by keeping the spellcaster deck Yami Yugi used against DSOD Taya. Yugi has all the same lifetime skills as DM Yugi, and yeah. So boring stuff, but now I have to go for Sera. I avoided her for the longest time, and all of her missions have to be done by Seto against her at level 30. Blue Eyes gets her to 0, we achieve a comeback victory, summon 2 level 7 or higher monsters in that duel, don't use level 3 or lower monsters, and use light monsters only. That is rough, but as I stated for Arcana, you don't need to go for all missions at once. Still, this is not easy. If I had to pick one DSOD character to use an unlock ticket on, it would be Sera. The deck has been prepared, no level 3 or lower, and all are light attribute monsters. If you let her attack you for the comeback, she will defeat you. We need a way to take damage while having a monster of our own. It happened, but the monster is gone, a rough spot. Mirror Force then keeps me in the game. And now we have to build a field to have tribute material for Blue Eyes. Right now our life points are lower than hers, so that's good. And we try to remove her monsters regularly so that Blue Eyes can swing in later. Besides it, we need to summon another high-level monster. And with the swords expired, we are in trouble. Alternative was the worst draw. Need to use Gravity Lash and now we are out of protection. The situation is getting worse by the second. My last hope is Blue Eyes into Alternative. Unless that happens in time, it's a loss. I am a little desperate at this point, playing defensively to stay in the game. Floodgate Trap Hole comes too late. Next turn or loss. Her tribute summoning was the best she could have done for me. No more defense. I need to remove a monster. Another tribute and another floodgate. I'm clinging on to dear life. But we finally got our blue eyes. With alternative, I can turn it around. It pops one monster every turn and protects my life points. One of her face downs has to be Constellar Meteor, which would shuffle my monster back to the deck if we battle a Constellar monster. Alternative pops the Constellars, so she can't activate the trap. And while I would prefer to keep Mirage Dragon around for protection, I had to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. With my monsters, I have to swing in before she runs out of cards, and Blue Eyes attacks last. Here's the deck. 3 Blue Eyes for consistency and alternative as backup. Who would have guessed it? I would get that one first. That wasn't easy, and I walked the path of defeat. We turned it around though for a true comeback. That's 5 missions in one duel, just like with Duke Devlin back in part 1. At some point level 30 Sera showed up in the world, and I tried this but was not successful. One way to approach this would be using a proper Blue Eyes deck, but that requires getting more cards. Bakura is our next character to unlock. Yugi, Joey and Taya beat Bakura at level 30, we collect 3 Fiends and we collect 3 Dark Monsters. Pretty simple once you have the 3 characters needed. The first of them and the only one for a while was Joey, so he got the first duel. Conveniently, Bakura came to the world, so a few gate keys were saved. I know that I have been going on and on about gate keys, but with all those character unlocks in all worlds and some stage missions requiring you to duel certain characters, my number of keys depleted at an alarming rate. I know that it is a rookie mistake to basically count your keys, as you most likely will not run out of them, but I knew that I needed a lot of keys and therefore was genuinely worried. At one point I had so few that I wouldn't unlock characters for a while. 2 days went by without making progress. I just dueled standards and legendaries in the worlds to get some keys in the duel assessment screen. At that point I had only unlocked 20 or so at most, still 80 more left. And I was already low on keys. That's the reason I was so happy every time I saw a fitting legendary duelist in any of the worlds. I've got a challenge idea for some of you crazy people. Unlock all characters in Duel Links without using gate keys, unless it's required for like DM Joey or something. That would take a long time, especially when only a few characters are left in any world. You'd always get ones you don't need anymore, or if the correct one spawns in, they are not at the correct level. That's a challenge not even I would try. And I did the character collection challenge. And you thought I didn't self-promote my stuff, did you? Anyways, even with dueling at the gate allowed, it took me 2 weeks to finish playing, roughly. But then a new character are added along some missions like Nail, or the last recent one that we got was Sherry. And I have to unlock them. And then another one comes and another, it never ends. But the videos have to get released at some point, so no matter what, I can never provide a complete guideline to unlocking characters. A lot of worlds have not seen any new character in a while, and as long as it stays that way, at least the first few videos of the series can stay as they are without needing to be re-uploaded. Or I could just make short videos unlocking the newbies as soon as they are added to the gate. Who knows though, maybe none of you neither wants nor needs that. We could agree on the series being completed after the 7th world video, or whatever world is added in September this year, which is the last big entry of the series. After that, everybody's on their own unlocking new characters. You see, there are quite a few options. I would like to encourage you, write your opinion in the comments, and if you want, and we surely can figure something out. Not that many of you are watching this anyways. The final DSOD character for now is Aigami. Yugi gets a comeback victory against him at level 30, summons a level 7 or higher monster, and activates 3 continuous traps in that duel. Seto summons Obelisk against Aigami, and we inflict 7,000 points of effect damage against him. That means we have 2 duel characters, the character and 2 duels on our hands. Unfortunately, both duels will go on for a while as we need to wait for specific cards to play. None of the missions is impossible or even remotely difficult if you're not absurdly unlucky, but if you just want to get this over with, you might go for a character unlock ticket. I personally think that it would be sort of a waste, thus I'm not doing that. The continuous traps will go towards unlocking Uriah, which at the point of dueling Aigami I still don't have. Comeback and a high level are nothing special, but Seto will get me something very important out of this duel with Aigami. Obelisk is summoned once, and if Seto summons it 2 more times, he'll get a lifetime skill. After summoning Obelisk, we will then proceed to conduct the vessel farm to get closer to 100,000 points of effect damage to obtain another lifetime card and Fire Princess. With both duels contributing to something beyond the unlock, these 2 duels are worth playing out in my opinion. The life points are aligned for a comeback here. A level 7 or higher has been summoned in Stardust Dragon and we activated some continuous traps. This duel should be as good as over after 1 more continuous trap. What is that link monster though, that we are about to summon? The link monster that I'm about to summon is Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow. I have been waiting for days for the card trader to offer it in its regular inventory. As a link monster, it removes my monsters on summon, there it is by the way, which helps when their stats have been lowered or they are equipped with something like Mask of the Accursed. It has 2600 attack and can run over a lot of stuff, and as a link monster it cannot switch to defense, which is of utmost relevance against someone like Cyrus or Crowler, using 0 gravity. As a non-effect monster it is also immune to Inverse Universe. I like to have Gaia Saber in my extra deck toolbox, and even my main account plays it in every single one of my standard decks, and the main account has been around for like 6 years or something. While the farm is going on, we can talk about this account's extra deck monsters. The first I got was Kachi Kochi Dragon from a card ticket. Stronger than my level 4s, prismatic for a good duel score, occasionally getting World Carrot Weight Champion into the graveyard and enabling quite a few quick victories made it a good investment. The second one I got was Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon from the Odd Eyes Challenger structure deck. Again 1000 gems. I wanted to buy the deck for pendulums and a copy of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon to make Arc V unlocks easier and thus obtain Dark Rebellion that became a strong companion a lot of times to save my butt in a pickle. The third was Gaia Saber and I played for all the reasons I already gave you. Stardust Spark Dragon was pulled from Future Horizon and can grant a once per turn destruction protection. Stardust came from the Stardust Nexus structure deck, again 1000 gems, and completely vaults characters like Bell. At the end, I added Red Dragon Archfiend from the King's Resonance structure deck, but that one wasn't crucial. It helped with 5Ds unlocks and lifetime skills, but I mainly bought the deck because I was drowning in gems and kept getting more. So I thought I'd buy something. Red Dragon Archfiend has 3000 attack, which is stronger than the other ones I have, bearing Dark Rebellion when it's boosted, but Red Dragon Archfiend also punishes defense monsters and on rare occasions destroys my own stuff that I want to be destroyed, like Bell in their forms. The vessel farm revolves around Gravekeeper's vessel, which inflicts effect damage. The main idea is to have a lot of attack points on the field, summon Vessel, beef it up with Union attack, and swing for game. Vessel is an early Ishizu level up card, and the super rare spell Union attack can be obtained from a card ticket or the Gore starter deck in Rain's World. The spell adds all my monsters' attack points to Vessel, but only it can attack, and any battle damage becomes 0, which is fine since Vessel's battle damage turns into effect damage. You can improve the farm by using the super rare quick play spell Anti-Magic Arrows from a ticket to prevent any backrow interaction for this turn's battle phase. After the duel, we get all sorts of duel assessment points like effect damage only, tribute summons, prismatic card, divine beast, low deck, and so on. Aigami is about to get unlocked here, and then I want to show this world's character wheel to confirm that we got all of them and are not missing a single character. You could also spice up the vessel farm, one more word here, with an old card from the Ultimate Rising, I think, is the very first main box, which has secret path to treasures, which would allow your vessel to attack directly. So you would circumvent running into defense monsters. Or you could just use something like Stop Defense. That works too, if you have anti-magic arrows. Yeah, So, the characters in DSOD World all have been unlocked in this video, and here we see the wheel, it's complete, and that is actually it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.